Hello and welcome to our first show of the season. I'm Brooke Cromer, joined by my buddy Two-Gun, probably the only guy in existence that has a street named after his DraftKings username. We're bringing you Two-Gun's Pick-6 party. We're all new to this game, so it's going to be a lot of fun getting started all together. Two-Gun, how are you doing today? Are you as excited as I am? It is finally week one.
It's just a lot, It's one of those things where, like, it's going to happen. Like, yeah, it's going to be a busy day, and yeah, there's so many things to do, and you just don't think it's going to ever happen. It's kind of
Right.
like when like when you're a kid and that summer's going to happen, but like it just feels like school's going to keep going on, and like this is like the reverse. It's like I feel like summer is going to keep going on forever, and hey, now we're here. Now we're in football.
Feels like Christmas morning for me. I'm headed straight to the game after this. Obviously, my Bills game. It's going to be a good season all around. All right, Two-Gun, let's get right into it. Give me an overview of this fun game DraftKings has launched. What is Pick-6? What do you like about it compared to the typical player props that we know and love?
So what's nice about Pick-6 is that it's kind of like a unique fantasy contest. The key is that you're playing against other people, but you have this simplicity where you just choose over or under on a specific player, statistic. And that's what people like. People like the simple of the player statistic. But what's good about it is that you're playing against other people. So that means that, first of all, you can actually win in the long term because when you're playing against the casino or the sports book, they'll let you win for a little bit amount of money, and then all of a sudden you'll find out that you can only put $10 down because you've been winning too much. So it's nice that you can actually win and be allowed to win. And second, there's strategy involved because you're basically playing in a contest with other people where you see how many people can actually get all 6 of these rights. So everyone gets 6 right, well, the prize pool is going to be, split by more people, so the amount you get paid is less. But hey, if only you get and a few other people get all 6 right, then all of a sudden you're splitting that prize pool among way fewer people, so you get more money. So obviously, if $1,000 is split between 4 guys, you get $250. But if $1,000 is split between 100, you only get $10. And that's an extreme example, but you can see how there's strategy involved in trying to choose, these ones where maybe just you and a few other people think that way, and hopefully everyone else just kind of hit sand or whatever with their choices.
So it kind of sounds like my strategy would just not be in a slate with you because I feel like you're going to just win it every time.
Oh, no. I'm gonna have little wacky ideas all the time. Doesn't necessarily mean I'm gonna win all the time. What'll happen is if I win, I'll post all over Twitter and be like, yeah, Two-Gun. And if I lose, I'll just be like, you're sucking my thumb, be like, win. I'll go to my
Like
street and I'll be like, oh, I still got my own street. I'm so cool.
I still got something.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like when other people whine and complain about like when they're losing, like they go to their family or they go to their friends or whatever they have that's nice. I go to my street, I just hug my street sign. I go, Two-Gun Way loves me.
You got something. You got something to fall
It's
back
something, yeah. It's my own little coping mechanism,
I love it.
It might not be the best coping mechanism, but it works for me,
I mean, I'd like a street named after me, but no one's come up to me giving me that option yet. I'm still waiting. So,
it took me like 40 years to do it, so you still got some time.
looks like I got to win the million.
But honestly, if you don't get it done by 40, Brooke, I'm going to be extremely disappointed in you.
All right, I'll get to work. I probably need to work on that now.
Yeah, I didn't give you like a fair warning. Like, I don't want you to like all of a sudden be 40 and be like, why don't you have a street? Why don't you have your own street yet, Brooke? And you'd be like, I didn't know I needed to do that. So now I'm giving you a warning. You got plenty of time. Like, we'll get there.
Thank you. So how are you going into this week? How do you approach this slate versus your typical player prop bets?
Okay, so with these Pick-6 main things, it's different than the one games. So like on Thursday or Friday, I talked to Alex about it on Thursday. We think a lot about like what everyone else might be doing and how we can be different. So if we're right, we split the prize pool with less people. But on Sunday, you have so many choices to choose from. So instead of being a hater and thinking about what everyone else is going to do wrong, I try to think about what I want to do right. It's a little bit more uplifting of a strategy, to be honest. It's just more like it's less toxic, which is kind of nice. But it's actually a lot simpler too, because what I like to do is find a quarterback and do over, maybe sometimes under if I really think they're not going to throw that much. But let's just say a quarterback I like chooses over and stack him with 2 wide receivers. That gets me 3. And honestly, just do that twice and boom, you got 6. And you just have to be right about 2 quarterbacks then, which sounds easy. It's not. You still have to be right about 2 quarterbacks, and they have to throw to those receivers. But if a quarterback throws for 70 yards more than his estimation, then you're probably going to win that pick. So I try to do that on a variety of ones. There's a few other picks I like as well that are not that, like some rushing yards and some random ones. But I really try to focus on that stack. And also with pick 6, you don't have to always do 6. So if it's like I like this one random number, and then I just do that with a quarterback with 2 of his receivers, suddenly I have a pick 4, and you know what? That's good enough for me. It doesn't always have to be the max.
So you leaning towards picking 2, 3, 6? What are you kind of leaning towards as your strategy?
If you dial up the pick 6, you'll see that they've got a lot of contests. Most people are playing pick 6 in that first, just the new games. So I'm going to follow the crowd there. That's where all the money is. That's where the liquidity is. I'm mainly doing pick 6, but I'm going to have some pick 4s and pick 5s. I'm not really doing the pick 2s and pick 3s for this main slate. I do that sometimes on the 1 games. But with this, I really like to choose at least a quarterback with 2 wide receivers, and that gets me to a 3. And then I just need to do at least 2 teams. So then I'll throw in at least 1 more.
So how is this week 1 different, and what are some strategies that you have going in your mind going into this week's picks?
I thought week 1 would be different than other weeks, but I actually kind of think it's not as different for the regular DFS. My strategy is a little bit more different week 1. Whereas this, it's just a little bit more simpler and wholesome. I'm really just focusing on a few quarterbacks people hated on the offseason or people just don't think are as good as they are, and I'm going to choose them with some of their wide receivers. One of them that FTN likes in our based on our projections is actually your boy Josh Allen. His passing yards.
Let's go.
Yeah. People maybe don't think he's going to pass as much because Diggs is gone, but he can line up the scoreboard. So I actually like pairing him with Curtis Samuel the most. I think I don't know. I think he might end up being the wide receiver 1. I mean, you can also do it with Dalton Kincaid or whatever, but
love him.
I kind of like pairing him with a Curtis Samuel or maybe even James Cook.
Yeah.
His receiving yards or his total
That's
yards.
what I was thinking today.
I love James Cook this year. I think he's going to be like CMC. So even though James Cook to me is more of a regular DFS play, he works as a pick 6 play as well.
Yeah, I was leaning towards James Cook as well for this game. Over receiving yards, it's set at 17.5. What last time I checked, I'm thinking definitely, especially after this against this Cardinals defense. I think we can do a lot on offense today. We better. I was listening to some show this morning that we're talking about maybe an upset over my Bills today. I don't even want to hear it. I'm not having it. Not going to happen. This offense is going to come out swinging today. So I like your pick with Josh Allen. I like it with James Cook or Curtis Samuel. Maybe can you take both in one, or are you trying to then get into some other teams getting in on your picks as well?
Yeah. So with pick 6, you need to have at least 2 teams in there. So one idea you could do is do the Pro Brook, which is you do Josh Allen over passing yards with Curtis Samuel and I would choose Curtis Samuel, Shakir, Kincaid, James Cook. I wouldn't do all 4 of them and put all 5 there. That's a bit much. I would choose 2 probably of those.
Okay.
And like I said, I like Cook, I like Samuel the most, but I would also maybe do some of the other two. And then I would maybe do another team. And I don't, it's an AFC East team too. But I feel like it's not going to hurt your feelings.
All right, let's
You
hear
want
it.
to make a guess? You want to make a guess who I'm liking?
No, I just
Who
want
my
you to crush my
favorite
heart.
Pick-6 play is? Do you want to make a guess? Or is it
Just
or,
crush
or,
me. Just give it to me. Crush me.
I don't think you can. I think it's so weird that you probably can't even like comprehend it because like most people like, are you even sick? It's Jacoby Brissett.
Okay.
Look at that. You're like, you're like, I know you're looking at me like, has he lost his mind? I mean, like, maybe.
Maybe.
The thing about me is like, I have these wacky ideas, and every now and then they work. They're like, oh, he's a genius. But at some point, I'm just gonna have wacky ideas, and they'll be like, oh, he's just crazy, or he's
Hey,
old.
when you're
But no,
winning
I
this
think
much,
Jacoby,
your wacky ideas sound a little better when you've
yeah.
got the
Well,
little.
here's the thing about Jacoby Brissett, right?
Mhm.
Everyone knows this Patriots team is just totally different this year. Their offense is different. Um, he's a decent quarterback. He's not great, but he's better than Bailey Zappi and Mac Jones. He can actually throw the ball. Cincinnati's defense is okay. Like, he only has a 200. Like, I don't think this Patriots team isn't coming out to just lose games by as little points as possible. They want to win. I feel like they're going to come out and sling it around a little bit. And I really like, there's just a couple of wide receivers. Like I said on the Bills, I wasn't exactly sure which ones I liked. I definitely like Demario Douglas and Jalen Polk because I think those are going to be the clear top wide receivers. You can also maybe do Hunter Henry, and that way you get to 4. And that way, if you don't want to have to do, stack a quarterback with 2 wide receivers, you could just do a one off pick here or there. And I'll go ahead and share some of my other runoff picks I like.
Give it to us.
Just to totally throw it out there, is Chase Brown's receiving yardage. Because we don't. It's hard to tell what's going on here with these with the Bengals today. We know for sure that Higgins is out. Jamar Chase is kind of iffy. I actually thought he was going to play, and now it's like, well, like what's going on here? Yeah. Instead of trying to I feel like they're just going to lean more on their running backs. And Chase Brown's shown to be pretty electric in terms of in the receiving game. So I don't love stacking him with Burrow and doing all this. I just if you just need one pick here, just throw in the Chase Brown receiving yards.
I like it. Do you got a favorite rookie for the year that you're going to be leaning on early this season?
So the 2 favorite rookies I have would be Jalen Polk. I mean, I think that's probably enough people want to hear about Jalen Polk for me. So let's talk about another team I kind of like is the Chargers. Now, that's not in the main Pick-6. That's going to be in the second game. So it's a smaller amount. But I kind of like Ladd-McConkey. I'll just talk to Alex. Now, here's the thing. Alex told me this, just between the two of us. Should I just steal it and act like it's my idea, or should I give him credit?
You might have to give him credit. I think there's a couple
I
other
think I already said to him. I guess that's right? Okay. He might be coming into as the Keenan Allen role. And we see what Keenan Allen can do. So I think you can, if you want to play the second games, or you want to play the full slate of games, maybe do a Ladd. Oh, he was listening.
Yeah, we got busted.
Well, I think that's just kind of a safe way. You can throw in Ladd-McConkey. And I'll say one nice thing about this Pick-6 thing that makes it a little bit more wholesome, a little less toxic in some weird way for your brain, is if you're right. Like with DFS, let's just say you make some great plays, but you don't have the guy that puts up 50 points. Some guy just breaks the slate and you just didn't happen to use him. That doesn't really affect Pick-6 as much because it's just one guy went over as well. It's not like one guy just totally broke the slate. So if your ideas are good at DFS, and they, you can put them in Pick-6 and you'll end up winning at Pick-6, even if you just did not end up winning at DFS because like you had some of the good ideas, but you missed that one like break the slate guy. So that kind of falls into the like Lad McConkey, and he ends up getting 60 yards instead of 37, and yeah, you're right. So you win a little bit of Pick-6, but guess what? Like some other dude went for 200 yards and 2 touchdowns, and you didn't have it all, so you're effed. So, anyways, that's going to end my rants about Lad McConkey for today.
That's about enough.
Ranting more. I kind of took away from all the props I gave Alex. You know what I mean? Like it kind of got mixed up in this weird rant. So
yeah. I want to know about a late game. Are you taking any just single game tonight? Well, no, you have to double it up on 2 games. So you can't just have the night
game. 2 games. You have to double up on 2 teams. So
2 teams. Okay, so you could just take the night game.
What's going to end up happening today, my guess, is everyone's going to play the noon games. And those don't pay out till sometime in the afternoon. And whatever people have money left, everyone's going to throw them into that late game. The Detroit
Rams
game.
and Lions. Let's do it.
We could talk a little bit about the Lions real fast because we know everyone's going to want to play the Lions versus, your second team, the Rams.
I know. I need them to win tonight.
So we can look up. Is there a way you want your Rams to win? Like, what player do you expect to do real well or not so well on Detroit?
I don't know. I think with everyone else, we're watching this quarterback matchup just because of the history there, the drama. I love some drama there. So what about these quarterbacks? Let's think. Jared Goff, I'm hoping he goes under whatever they have him betting at. And Stafford just...
Basically, what I was trying to get out of you was, are you going over Matt Stafford yards or are you going under Jared Goff yards? That's what I was really trying to get to. And you were trying to be nice and you're trying to be diplomatic. But what you really are saying, Brooke, is you want to do Jared Goff under 270.5 yards.
Yes.
Probably, you might as well do under Puka Nacua, under Cooper Kupp. So you have yourself 3 there.
Don't do that to me.
And then let's go with, you obviously want to... Wait. Sorry, Brooke. It's early in the morning. I did the wrong team there. You'd obviously want to do under Amon-Ra and under...
I need Puka over. I need Kupp over. I need all these. Smashing the over.
Right. Well, okay, you could do that. You could do, just straight Goff under and then do Nacua and Kupp over. But instead of doing that, you could do perhaps Goff under, Amon-Ra under, Laporta under, and then do a rushing yards over on Kyren. Because basically that would mean that's just a pick 4. It's a safe, smart pick 4. Because what you're saying is the Rams defense is going to show up. They're not going to be able to throw it, and they're just going to rush it down the throat. That's a nice game script quality pick 4 that makes sense if the Rams win the game handily in a slow, controlled game. So that's the thing I'm going to go ahead and just, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and put it in a little bit right now.
Go ahead and put it in.
I'm going to call it my Brook play.
And I'm going to do it later.
Later, I'm not going to. I'm either going to do all pro Rams or I'm just not going to say anything to you.
Okay. I like it. Yeah. All right. Well, I think we talked everyone's ear off enough for this first show. We're excited about this Pick-6 party. You have anything to go out on that people need to know before heading into their first official game of playing this Pick-6 party?
Well, just kind of appreciate it for what it is. It's a game where you're playing against other people. It's a little bit easier. It's a little bit more wholesome in the sense that it's more about your picks. Not about the slate breaker. It's more about just, up or down. But, try it out. Try a few different combinations. Try to make sure that your choices are correlated. A quarterback with his receivers, or, you could take one team's rushing high and the other team's passing low as a way of saying that game's controlled. Just try to keep it correlated. Keep it simple, and don't overextend yourself on week 1. Don't make yourself sad if you end up losing. Any week is different, but try it out and just do it in a smart way that makes sense.
Well, I'm excited.
And obviously, you got to love Jacoby Brissett.
There you go. We're getting a little crazy on this Pick-6 today. All right. Well, Two Gun, words from the wise. Thank you so much. We are all excited to dive into this game together. Everyone, good luck on your bets today. Take home some money. If you don't, we're here to cry with you. Just tweet at us. We'll support you. Signing off.
Thanks for talking to me, Brooke. Have a good weekend and go Bills.
Absolutely. You too. And go.